Hi, I'm Swati Ray and I'm a senior studio coordinator here at SSA. I do have about 32 years of experience behind me, but have been here for about 3 years. And today I have been asked to talk about the ingredients of architecture. Well, to understand what the ingredients are, I suppose we have to begin with what is architecture. To start with a very uh, cut and dried definition, it is the art or science of building. However, what makes a mere building into living, breathing spaces is something that every architect strives to achieve. So, the intent always is to create comfort levels, to fill with reverence, to fill with awe, and to create an aesthetic, to make dramatic cantilevers, to make a building suspended in light, and trying to create a sort of a bold imagery about your building. But I feel that other than and then there have been a lot of adages also which have sort of tried to define it in like less is more, like form follows function, like what does a brick want to be, or there are 360 degrees. Why should I follow one? And over the years, the definition has changed, and we all have tried to make inspiring buildings and volumes that change the mood. But yes, architecture I feel has to be all of the above. But I feel that uh, it can do a lot more. It can change lives. It can shape futures if it's done right and with the right intent. So, like for example, the Varka Towers of Ethiopia, they are simple structures which strive to collect water from the atmosphere by condensation, evaporation, and gravity. And just by those putting those towers in the villages, it not only made the village healthy by providing hygiene and sanitation, but it allowed the girls to go to school because their job was to walk kilometers, collect water, and come back so they could go to school. The crime rate dropped because people used to be attacked when they went to collect water, and the whole community kind of uplifted by just this simple invention of the Varka Tower. So I feel that changed their lives and that uplifted the entire demographics of the region. Then there is of course another example that comes to mind is the Gando Village School in Burkina Faso. It won the Aga Khan Award in 2004, but it was a community effort to build that simple school using local materials. And even like children were involved in building their school, where they were told to go and collect material from around the village, and they came together and they made that school, and it gave the entire village a purpose. And people used to, like it was not only the imparting education, it served as a community center, it served as a medical center, it served as an adult school for night education. And it kind of again sort of the success of it spread so widely that other villages started imitating it, and many such schools came up. So it kind of changed the society and gave that village a purpose. So I feel that's another example where architecture managed to change lives. Another, maybe I think you can use a more modern example of the Bilbao Museum in Spain. where Bilbao was actually it was a dying town. It was economically and culturally on the decline for many years. And then Frank Gehry was commissioned to design this building, which sort of would culturally uplift and at the same time, make the galvanize the economy. So basically, he made this building with which stood out right on the harbor, and the Guggenheim Museum, I think, and it sort of uh, came. The first thing that came were the tourists. Then after the tourists came, what followed the hospitality industry, the restaurants, the other facilities which were there, hotels and things. They all sort of started flourishing as the tourist trade started to thrive. Exhibitions and uh, art events and conventions started being held in Bilbao just because of that one museum. So it sort of changed a lot of lives and uplifted the entire town. So since the opening of the museum in 1997, Bilbao has had a significant economic turnaround in the entire economy, and it has become part of the tourist circuit. And people who visit Spain, or at least architects and art lovers who visit Spain, make it a destination point. So even that is one good example where architecture managed to change lives and have an impact. So frankly, if you ask me what are those secret ingredients that make a building successful, I would say it is these little simple interventions that galvanize the society towards a larger goal of upliftment and changing lives.